All right, what's up, YouTube? What's up, Goodbye USA? This is Michael coming at you. It's Sunday evening over here in Cambodia, and I'm making I always say a quick video, but they're never really quick. I try to make them quick, but it never really works out that way. Um, Man, it's hot outside, and I mean it's hot. Okay, April and May is the hottest months of the year over here. It's hot here all the time, but April and May is the hottest months. In June, it gets so hot we start having some monsoons, and by July and stuff, man, it's just monsoon season, anyways. But it is so hot outside right now. I'm sitting in the family room at my desk with the air conditioner on, and I put my towel outside when I take a shower. I put my towel outside on the patio out there on the chair for it to dry because it dries pretty fast out there. And it is so hot out there, and these people will sit around outside and eat. Sit around outside, drink beer, and eat, and it's like hot. And I'm like, man, I guess they're used to it. I don't know. I grew up in Arizona, so I kind of got used to the heat, but it's a different kind of heat over here. It's a tropical heat, and it is hot as hell out there. Okay, now mentioning hot as hell. I was leaving the gym yesterday. I went for a bicycle ride today. I'll get here in a little bit. But I went for a bicycle. I went to the gym yesterday morning, and as I was leaving, I had some girls, a couple young ladies waving at me. You guys can see I'm not young. Obviously, I'm an old man, got gray hair and stuff. And I don't try to hide it. My wife wants to dye my hair, and I tell her that looks ridiculous. Okay, when you got an old dude and he's got like no gray hair, I mean, it just looks ridiculous. I like to keep my hair buzz cut, real short, but she doesn't like that, so whatever, I don't care. Anyways, so I had these two young ladies, and if you look at yesterday's video of me coming home from the gym, you're going to see they were waving at me, hello, hello. So I stopped the car, rolled down the passenger window because they were on the passenger side, and I put it in reverse, and I hit the accelerator just a little bit hard, and it squealed the tires going back. Because I opened up the window, told them they were on YouTube, and they were helloing me all over the place. Anyways, I went for a bicycle ride today. I took my camera along with me, my phone, mounted on there. I was gone for like maybe 50, 60 minutes, something like that. Well, I was actually gone for longer. I came back to the house and dropped off the phone and all that. I didn't want to take a video anymore. I wanted to kind of go down some really rough roads, and I just didn't want the camera on there. So anyways, I got to edit that into 2 videos. But when you guys see how they live, like I said, I went to another little village that I have never filmed in before. I've ridden through there a whole bunch of times, but it is a jacked up village. When you guys see it, you're going to see what I'm talking about. Okay. I mean, it's just like I said, and that's just their daily life. And today is Sunday, but they got to work like that every day. That's their gig. That's what they do. That's what they're going to do. Their life is never going to change. Okay. Most of these people here will live in that same little village that I went in today. Most of those people will live there for the rest of their lives. Okay. Some of them might move to another village, but it's going to be the same. Okay. Some of those girls in that village won't go to school. They won't have any way to make money, and the family will tell them to go down there to the tourist area, in the really nice tourist area, and wear some skimpy clothes and walk around and do you know what for some money. So that's just the way it works. And I have seen I have been down there before and seen what appears to be, I could be wrong, what appears to be fathers dropping off their daughters down there in that area, dressed in a certain kind of way that I would not want to take my daughter down to that place and drop her off. If that was her father, It might have been a customer. I have no idea, but like I said, I've seen some instances where the family kind of pushes the girl to go make money because they need money. But people just sit around and they do the same thing every day, and then they want change. And it's not just here that it happens. It's happening in the USA too. You guys know that. I'm sure everybody that's listening to this video, you know somebody that wants their life to change, but they do the same thing every day. I got a young lady, I've been trying to help her. She lives in San Francisco. God bless her, but she lives in San Francisco. I kind of like know where she lives. I mean, I don't know the exact place or anything like that, but I've been to San. Like I said, I lived in the Bay Area. I lived in Walnut Creek for a while, so I kind of know I know that area of San Francisco. And she refuses to change, just refuses. I mean, she's had a broken phone since, just will not change. I told her, let's get you a resume. I'm really good. I got all these templates and all this stuff, and let's get you a resume, or a CV as they call it over here, written up, so you can help try to find you a better job. She won't give me any kind of information. I have no idea where she graduated from high school, what kind of education she has, and I know she's got a daughter, 5-6-year-old daughter, something like that, and I think she has a lot of gaps in her employment. Now, there's a couple different ways you guys can do that. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. Okay, number one, obviously, if you're a housewife, then that's what you just put down. I was a housewife. I was a stay-at-home mom, and that's just what I did for that however many years you did it. But if you were working under the table and you can't really account for those missing time, there's a way to do it. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something, and it's not a moral thing to do, but it's not illegal to do it. Okay, what you want to do is, let's say you're missing 4 or 5 years for whatever reason. You were out on the streets, you were doing whatever you were doing, and you didn't have any employment for that time. Well, you got to fill in those blanks, because a lot of companies, they want to know what you were doing at that time. What you do is you find a company in that area that you could have worked for that has since went out of business. Okay? And you look at the dates they went out of business, and there's no way for a future employer to check on it, because the place is out of business. Okay? And you can just make up, they're going to want to know your manager's name. You can just make up a damn. There's no way they can find out if the place has been out of business for 4 or 5 years, 6 years, whatever it is. How are they gonna check your reference on that? They can't. Okay, so there's a way. Like I said, it's not illegal to do that. You're not signing some kind of a government document that says under the perjury law and all the rest of that kind of crap. It's just a resume. And I'm not telling you guys that for the wrong reason. I mean, what I'm telling you to do is not really right, but if it helps you get a job, it helps you make some money, and that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. Okay, but that's what you do, is you just look for a place that was open, went out of business, right? Sears, Kmart. There's a lot of different companies that were open that have since closed, and there's no way for them to check your reference. Who are they going to call? Okay? Who are they going to call, man? There's nobody there anymore. The company's closed. So anyways, but I got this young lady over here in San Francisco, and she wants to come over here and teach. Okay? But without her having a resume, a CV, okay, and plus they're going to want to FaceTime. They're not going to just hire you. She just can't come over. You cannot come over here unless you have money. Now, if you have money, or you're like on Social Security retirement, like I am, you can come over here without even a job. Okay, that's what I didn't have a job when I came over here. I was I was working back and forth from California, but when I retired, I came over here. I didn't have no job. Okay, I had my Social Security, and that was cool, man. I had everything paid for by then, so it, I could live really nice on what I make. Okay, I do the teaching thing because I like to teach. I didn't realize I liked it so much until I started doing it. I don't much care teaching for the first grades and kindergarten and all the rest of that. I like teaching the high school students. But anyways, I kind of like talking to them. I like telling them things that they didn't know about because over here uh, they don't have a lot of outside information. Okay, and I would look up some really interesting articles. I do read a lot, like about NASA, about space. I almost hate to say this, alien. Okay, I'm one of those alien people that think there's aliens out there. Anyway, so anyways, I just look up stuff about alien stuff, about strange sightings in the skies, and just that kind of off the wall stuff. But like I said, English is English. It doesn't make any difference what we're talking about. We could be talking about ghosts or robots or whatever it is. And so that's why I like teaching the older students that can understand some English. And if we're speaking and they don't know a word, I kind of help them out. I don't really correct them that much on their grammar because English is a second language and their grammar is going to be a little bit more difficult for them to do it. And I tell them the best way you can to do your grammar is to read a book. Okay, you read a novel of any kind that's been out for any kind of time. Maybe I don't know, 100-page novel, something like that. By the time you get through reading that book, your grammar is going to be good. Okay, because it's going to have correct punctuation. It's going to have correct grammar in there. You read that whole book from front to back, man. It's going to have you're going to be set up. Anyways, so you're going to see on the thumbnail that people are just waiting for their lives to change. And it doesn't happen that way. I wish it did. But their lives are not going to change because they don't take the initiative to make a change. Like I said, I made a couple videos. Some people tell me the USA is doing fine. Some people tell me it's a living nightmare. But hell, I don't know. I'm not living there. I know when I was there last December until into this last January, when I flew into Portland, I stayed in Portland for a few days till I got me a rental car, and I stayed at the Super 8 right there next to the hotel. Right next to the airport. And I got a rental car and went to Salem. But anyways, so I was in Portland for a few days, and man, it was a living hell right there, man. For what I saw, it was a living hell. But for some people, they leave comments that there's not a whole lot wrong with the USA. I don't know if they're living in some little town in Montana or whatever the hell it is. But if you want your life to change, you got to change it. Okay? You got to change it. Okay? Nobody's going to change it for you. Like I said, I could stand to lose a few pounds just because I do eat too. I love to eat. Okay? And now that I'm getting up there in age, it's just a little bit more difficult for me to keep the weight off. I'm not like fat, but I'm just a little bit, probably my body mass index is probably a little bit higher than it should be. But my blood sugar, blood pressure, all that stuff is way cool. But I do go to the gym and I do ride my bike every day. I do one of those two things every single day, every morning. This morning I got up at 1 o'clock, or actually 1:30. I had to use the bathroom, and I didn't want to wake the wife up, so I came out here and used the bathroom in the spare bedroom. And I was up, and I kind of stood out here for a minute or two, and I made me a couple cups of coffee and looked at the computer and looked at the price of gold. Just did a couple little things, stayed up about an hour, and went back to bed, slept till about 4:30 this morning. And then I got up, drank some more coffee, did a few little errands around the house, and I headed to the gym. I'm sorry, I rode my bike. I rode my bike. And not only did I ride it once, but I rode it around, made my little video with my phone. I hope it came out okay. Came back, dropped off my phone stuff, and then head back out again for about an hour or so, right? So, like I said, I just don't come over here and just lay around. Okay? You guys can hear the music outside. They're across the street over there drinking beer. That's what they do all the time. That's their only hobby. They don't go to the gym. They don't exercise. They don't do anything. They don't look at the computer. I'm the only person over here that I have met that has a YouTube channel. I got 2 of them, and they're kind of let me tell you, if anyone that thinks that a YouTube channel is an easy thing to have, especially 2, you got to think of something to talk about every day and doing all those kind of things. So anyways, listen, I'm going to let you guys go. If you guys want your life to change, man, you don't necessarily have to come to Cambodia. You can change it right there in the USA. Cambodia, if you think you're going to come over here, it's some kind of damn tropical paradise, man, you're out your mind. It ain't like that, okay? It's an extremely poor country. The people here are uneducated, and that's probably the way they're going to be, okay? There's nothing you can do to change it. I've tried changing them in schools, and it's just, like I said, I like teaching, but most of the students, they don't like learning. So if you guys want your life to change, hey, if you're happy with your life, man, that's the important thing, man. If you ain't got no money and you're living like paycheck to paycheck and you have happiness in your life, man, right on. I'm happy for you. But if you want change, if you want some real solid change, take the plunge, man. And like I said, you can come over here, Vietnam, wherever you want to go, man. There's all kinds of different places to go. I'd stay out of some of those places like Mexico and all the rest of that. I don't much care to be kidnapped because I would imagine some bad things are going to be done to you. So, anyways, look at the thumbnail. Okay? Look at what that thumbnail says. Okay? Like I said, if you guys want to change your life, don't change it, man. So, all right, I'm gonna let you guys go, and tomorrow I'm gonna make I'm gonna do my bicycle ride video, but I gotta use CapCut. I gotta chop it in half because it's like an hour long. I don't want to put 1 hour long video on. Ain't nobody gonna watch that anyway. So, but I want to chop it in half, make it like 30 minutes each, and edit out a few little things there. I don't do much editing, but a CapCut, I can make some I can make some edits pretty easy. So, anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go, and would you guys please do me a favor? Would you hit like and subscribe? Man, my subscribers are getting up there. I got 191 on this channel, and I would appreciate it so much if what I say 191? I got 141. My bad. I got 141 on this channel. I want 150. Can we get 150? Can I get 90 people to give me the finger, man? You can give me whatever finger you want. Okay? I got 91 subscribers on Live Rich Cambodia, and I got 141 on this one. So, anyways, like I said, I'm not going to edit that out. I messed up. It's just one of those things. You make a mistake and you go back and you correct it. So, anyways, you guys want a new life, man? Change that shit. Change it. Okay, all right. I'll talk to y'all later, man. Y'all be cool. Peace out, as they say. All right, bye.